Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's session. Today, we will go for Maths Paper 2 that you can use calculator for 2025 Major Variant 1. Let's go. First question. A curve have this equation. Use completing the square to find the coordinate of stationary point. So we just do completing the square. Big bracket square minus small bracket square. We copy the last thing. This we extract here. X squared plus 2x will become x plus 2. And then step 3, the second terms we divide by 2 and copy here. Then the big bracket square remain. Then we can confirm the turning point. X value comes from here, which x plus 1 equals 0. So x equals to minus 1. And then the y, we just copy the value here. On this axis, sketch the curve stating the intercepts with the coordinate axis for this graph. We already know the turning point is minus 1, minus 4. This is a U-shaped graph. Then they meet the coordinate axis. X-intercept means y equals to 0. X equals to minus 3, x equals to 1. And then y-intercept, x equals to 0. Here is minus 3. So in the question, k is a constant. It's given that this equation has roots which are real and distinct. So we can confirm we use b squared minus 4ac more than 0. Find a set of possible value of k. So here we extract ABC. From here, we can know the two intercept points is 2 and 2019. And then this is more than 0 means above x-axis. So it's these two regions. So my k value is either go this direction from 2019 or go this direction from 2. That's all. Patrick, a sport club have following members. These members stand in a straight line. So the confirm is permutations. Find the number of ways this can be done when all runners together, swimmers together, gymnasts together. 5 runners together, swimmer together. The last 3 gymnasts also together. So we count 5p5, 4p4, 3p3. And this question is non-fixed position situations. Then we need to know how many blocks of people we have. We have 1 block, 2 block, 3 block. Out of these 3 blocks, all 3 of them are grouped together. So 3, then we key in calculator, you get a very huge number. Since this is paper 2, you can use calculator. Next, 4 of these members are selected for an event. Select for an event is C situation. Find a number of ways that this can be done when at least 1 runner, 1 swimmer, 1 gymnast must be selected. So we just list down all the situations and count 1 by 1. We can start from 2 runner, 1 swimmer, 1 gymnast, or 1 runner, 2 swimmer, 1 gymnast, or 1 runner, 1 swimmer, 2 gymnasts. Then we count 1 by 1. Runner, we have 5, so it's 5c2. Swimmer, we have 4, 4c1, 3c1. Just like this. Question 4, the coordinate of point A, B, C, D are as follows. This kind of question, usually I will sketch it out first. Easier for me to imagine because there are too many information. This is the line have this. Perpendicular bisector is the midpoint and have the gradient that forms 90 degrees. Then it says the perpendicular bisector of AB meets L. We know the y-intercept is -75. And then the gradient is very steep, so thing like this. So this is my L. They meet at point E. Then they ask you to find the area of CDE. We already have coordinate of CD. We just need to find the coordinate of E. But to find coordinate of E, we need to solve simultaneous equation of L and perpendicular bisector. So I need to find perpendicular bisector. Bisector means they're using the midpoint of AB. And then we need to find the gradient of AB, y minus y, x minus x. Because perpendicular, so we need to use m1, m2 equals to -1, 5/6. Then we know the equation of perpendicular bisector, y minus y1, m, x minus x1. So I have this equation. I can solve simultaneous equation with L equation. So I subs 1 into 2. So the 6 I times here, and then the 5 I times here. X value is 7. Then the Y value, we just substitute to any of the equation. After I know my E, then we can form the triangle CDE. It do not form any perpendicular line, so we use this XY, second XY, third XY, repeat the first XY. Down, go down, go down, 70 minus 15 plus 28 minus the other direction, go up, go up, go up. So the area of this triangle is just 40. Question 5. Given that y is this, use calculus to find the approximate change in y as x increase from this to this. Approximate question, we use this relationship. X increase from this to this, so small changes of x is h. Then next, we need to find what is dy dx. Obviously, it's a product rule, so we use u and v. Then will become secant square, baby copy, then we differentiate baby and times it. Dy dx is this time this, plus this time this. And we substitute in the x value, pi over 3 over 2 will become pi over 6. Second, I change it back to 1 over cos squared. Then we just key in calculator. To get the value of this is 1.94. Small change of x is h. So small changes of y is 1.94 h. Done. Question 6 is a bit more challenging. They ask you to use appropriate quadratic factorization, which we learned in maths. Find the first 3 terms of binomial expansion of these. So in our IG syllabus, usually we do binomial expansion is something plus something specific power. But here we have 3 terms. That's why they hint us to use quadratic factorization of these. 3x plus 2 square. This thing power 5 will become power 10. When we expand, it will become 10c0, 10c1, 10c2. Then this question wants us to write in ascending power of x, means I start from x power 0. So if power 0 here, here 10, here will become 19, here will become 28. Key in calculator, 1024. This times 3 times 2 power 9 is 15360, and then x power 1. 10c2 times 3 power 2 times 2 power 8 is this, and then x squared. Part B, find the term independent of these. So we know it's 12c something. We know that the power here is double of this. So the power here should be double of this to balance it back. 8 and 4. Here become power 16, here also power 16, just nice. Then here we use 4 or 8. It's also a very huge number. Question 7, a function is defined by these. On this axis, sketch fx and also f inverse and state clearly the position of any point on your graph meets the coordinate axis and the asymptotes. So we check how to sketch this graph first. This is originated from EX graph, it's like this. But first changes is e power negative x. Positive x will become negative x become positive x, so it will become in this way. Next, the amplitude become 2, so the intersect point become 2. At last, the whole graph move up by 3, so asymptotes move up to become 3. And then the 2 move up by 3 will become 5. This is my fx graph. So after confirm the shape, then we need to sketch it on the graph. 3 and 5 is important. 3 is the asymptote. So this is fx. Then we sketch the f inverse. The skew on the x-axis will almost the same as y-axis. 3 and 5 is important. This is y equals to x that will reflect here. The inverse graph will intersect at x equals to 5. And then original graph cut through y equals to x. My inverse graph will intersect here also. This is my f inverse, perfectly reflecting each other on y equals to x. Part B, the function g is defined by these. Given that G inverse exists, ask you to express G inverse and state the domain. So we find the G inverse first. We rearrange and let X as the subject. This to swap position because I want my X as the subject. So I remove the E, become ln of this whole thing. After successfully change the subject, we express G inverse X. We copy this, but make sure Y value change it back to X value. So this G inverse. And then to check the domain for G inverse, we refer back to the range of Gx. Domain for Gx is this. We need to check the range of Gx so we will know the domain for G inverse. This graph, we don't know what is the shape of it. There's one arrow thing here, so we check when x equals to 0, what is the value. So this 2 minus 3 over 3 is 1. So it's 1. It starts from 1. Continue to the right, so it will be infinity big. E power infinity, you're not sure how much is it, you can key in calculator, it will be a super huge value. So at last, 2 minus 3 over a very huge value. Let's say you have 3 kids, you divide by everyone in the world, then everyone actually get almost 0. Close to 0, but not 0. So we can confirm this is an asymptote. Then we can confirm that from 1 when x equals to 0, so we have the include symbol. And then it will go to 2, here not include. Then if we know this, we will know what is the domain for my G inverse, which is in between 1 to 2, and then the symbol here have equal sign, here don't have equal sign. Question 8, Trigo. Solve the equation of these. So they already factorized for us, so we can directly split into 2 parts and count. We can only count when it's a tangent or sine cos. So we change it back to tangent. Tangent is positive, so answer is here and here, but they only request until pi over 2, so we just count a region enough. In calculator, you get is 0.983. Only one answer. For here, cos x equals to 0, either you key in calculator or you find it from the cos graph. 90 degrees, pi over 2. Just nice. Part B, solve this. Change everything to sine and cos first. Cosecant is this. Everything I times the denominator to remove the denominator. So here will become square of it. And then here will become 5 sine 2 theta plus 1. So I throw to the left. If you think it's very complicated, you can let this, the smaller power part, replace with another unknown. Let's say you use x, then you'll have this part square, this part power 1, this part do not have any power. Since it's equals to 0, we can change the symbol. So we can confirm x is 1 over 4 or x equals to minus 2 over 3. Then we need to replace it back. Both also we need to use ASTC. Sine is a positive, so it's here and here. The radian must be in between this and this. In calculator, we get 0.2527. Can I write in 3 significant figure? This is not the final answer. Later, we still need to deal with -1 and divide by 2. So that's why better you write a bit more decimal place. And the second answer is here. We use pi minus 0.2527. So both answers fulfill the criteria. Then let's check this part. Sine is negative. It's here and here. Shift sine 2 over 3, I get 0.7297. So I know the first answer is pi plus 0.7297 is 3.871. Then 2 pi minus 0.7297 will become. These answers already exit 2, so we reject this part. We need to have the negative situation, so we try the negative angle. The first negative angle is this. Negative 0.865 is very close to -1 and fulfill the criteria. So the answer is just this 4. Of course, if you want to try for this, also can. Negative 2.412. You get negative 1.706. Then this already not fall in the range that they want, so you reject it. The final answer is just this 4. Question 9. In this question, all lengths are in centimeters and all angles in radian. The diagram shows sector AOB in a circle, radius is 15, angle is 6 pi over 5. The sector is made into a cone with point A and B touching as shown. This question is frequently come out in 0580, the mathematics papers, and now it comes out in MS. First, they ask you to find the curved surface area of the cone. So the curved surface area is the same as this. To find the area is just half r squared theta. You can count in pi form or you can key in calculator. Key in calculator, you get 424. If you use pi form, it will be 135 pi. Next, the top of the cone is horizontal circle. This is a circle, AB. So find the circumference of circular top. So the circumference of AB is the same as this also. That's why to find the length, is just r theta. So it's either 18 pi or you can key in calculator and get is 56.5. Let's see, hence find the radius of the circular top and the perpendicular height of the cone. They ask you what is this radius and then you need to find the height. So to find the radius, we know that OA, it is 18 pi. The radius, I don't know, but one whole complete cycle is 2 pi. So that's why we can confirm the radius is 9. So after you know the radius, you can know what is the height, because we know height squared plus 9 squared equals to 15 squared. Then you just key in calculator, 12. Then you gain all marks for C. Part D. The water is poured into the cone. When the depth of water is h, the radius is r. Find an expression for r in terms of h. This part will be the situation when water pouring in. So to find the relationship, we must use the similar triangle shape. Previously, we already know radius is 9, the height is 12. So how can I know the relationship between r and h? So we just use the ratio, triangle small over triangle large. When the small triangle is r, the large triangle is 9. The small triangle is h, the large triangle is 12. We just use the relationship, also the thing that we learned in maths to solve this. So we know r is 3 over 4h. That's why it's only 1 mark. Then next, they says the water is poured into the cone at a constant rate of this. When you see about rate, this is a volume rate, so you write it down, dV dt equals to 27. Then find the rate at which the depth of water is rising when the depth of water is 4. So you know h is 4. They ask for the rate in depth of the water rising, means they ask for dH dt equals to how much. So when deal with rate question, we use the chain rule. We know it's dH over something times something over dt. And then by referring the information they give is dV. So we fit in dV here. We already have dV dt, so now we need to find the relationship between V and H. So for a cone, the relationship between V and H is like this. If you don't remember the formula that will give you, you refer back to the formula sheet. I just extract it here. They say V equals to 1 over 3 area times height. Height is here. So what is the area of this? The area of this is pi r squared. So V equals to 1 over 3 pi r squared h. To find the relationship between V and h, we cannot have r. So that's why we must replace the r with the relationship that we found in first part. H power 2, h power 1 will become h power 3 over 16. After we know the relationship between V and h, then we can find dV dh. Power through front, 3 pi and 16 is the number in front we copy. H power 3 will become h power 2. Every time when we deal with the application question, remember, we need to substitute in the value of h. So we can confirm dV dh is 9 pi. So we can find what is my dH dt, which is dH dV, the reverse of dV dh. So it's 1 over 9 pi times 27. Then you key in calculator, 0.955. Done. Question 10. A particle P move in a straight line. Recently, the kinematic question, they like to give you 2 equations for different time. Then they say when time is 3, they give you the V and s. So obviously, you can use this t, v, and s to do integration. First part, they ask you what is a velocity when time is 4. So you need to find the equation of velocity first. From acceleration, go back to velocity. From acceleration, go back to velocity. We need to do integration and find plus c. We use this relationship because we have t equals to 3, which we can only use this equation, power plus 1 over new power plus 1. So when time is 3, velocity is -1 over 3. We settle the first part. Then the question requests for velocity when time is 4. So we need to find when t is 4. What is a v? Key in calculator you get is 10. Second part, find the displacement of p when t is 4. Again, we need to find what is displacement formula. First, also need to find what is a plus c. We integrate from here, power plus 1, power throw down, power plus 1, power throw down. And remember, plus c. They say when time equals to 3, displacement is -1 over 4. Then key in calculator, you get c is 12. Then again, we need to find what is the displacement when time equals to 4. We write down the formula for s first. So when time equals to 4, the v you get is 4, just like that. Then part B, find the displacement of O when time is 10. So when time is 10 is to involve another formula. Part B, they ask you to find displacement of P from O when t equals to 10. So they want you to use the second formula, which is this. Find displacement means A go back to V go back to A, and then must find a plus C. The information from first part is important. They give you the information t equals to 4, v equals to 10, t equals to 4, s equals to 4. Why is important? Because for the second equation, the time starts from 4. So that's why we can use back this information to find the plus c. Then again, we do integration. E, we copy everything and then differentiate the baby and divide. So v is 10 when t is 4. Key in calculator you get is -137 over 2. Then we can find s. Then we use s equals to 4 when t equals to 4. Then when time equals to 10, we subs t equals to 10 into the equation. 392 point something, so you round to 3 significant figure. Question 11. All geometric progression have first term of A and common ratio of R. Sum of second and third term is 168. Fourth and fifth term is 945. So we can form the equation. When they say sum of two number, usually we do not use the sum equation because we can use U2 and U3 would be easier. Usually if you have sum of 2 or 3 terms, you can directly use back the U plus together instead of using the S equation. And factorize AR, factorize AR cubed. I use a more complicated one divided by less complicated one. Cut. R is 3 over 4 and R is more than 0, so don't give me the negative value. Then they ask for the sixth term, AR5. So we also need to know what is the value of A. So I subs in here. A is 128. So after I know these two values, I'll get 243 over 8. Part B, find the sum to infinity of this progression. So we apply the formula given in the front. We already know A and R. Then I'll get this 512. So this is the end of this paper. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share my video. If you have any question, please feel free to comment here. Thank you and see you in the next class. Bye-bye.